All right, all right. Let's talk about electric cars. Some folks think they're just glorified golf carts. Slow, weak, no real get up and go. They imagine puttering along, holding up traffic with no real power under the hood. It's a common idea. You hear it at the hardware store, at the barbecue. People think if it ain't loud, it ain't proud. They believe you need explosions and smoke to get any real horsepower. That's the myth we're busting today. We're gonna look under the skin of these machines and see what really makes them tick. The truth is, these cars have some serious hustle. It's a different kind of power, a quieter kind. But don't you mistake quiet for weak. It's instant. The moment your foot touches that pedal, you feel it. There's no waiting for the engine to roar to life. There's no lag. It's just pure, clean, immediate push. It'll press you right back into your seat. So, we're gonna peel back the layers one by one. We'll go from the myth to the mechanics. I promise you, by the end of this, you'll see these cars in a whole new light. Let's get into the real story. We're gonna start with the heart. It's the battery. Let's get to it. Now let's talk about the battery. Every electric car has one. It's the fuel tank. But instead of gasoline, it stores electricity, a whole lot of it. Think of it like this. Your phone lasts a day, your remote lasts months. An electric car has a giant battery made of thousands of cells. This big flat pack usually sits under the floor. This placement is smart. It keeps the center of gravity low, helps it handle real nice. This battery pack is the source of all the power, a reservoir of energy just waiting. It doesn't make the power, it holds it. You fill it up by charging it, just like your phone. Electricity flows in and gets stored inside these little cells, lithium-ion cells. Same tech as your laptop, just a whole bunch more, all working as a team. That team of cells holds enough energy to drive for hundreds of miles. The size matters. A bigger battery holds more electricity. That means farther driving. Automakers measure this in kilowatt hours, or kWh. Think of kWh like gallons of gas. 100 kW goes a lot farther than 50. It's that simple. Just more storage, more road, more freedom. Heavy, sure, but it's the foundation of strength and range. Our starting point, our fuel tank of silent, ready-to-go energy. But that energy is just sitting there, stored. It can't do anything on its own. We need something to turn that stored electricity into motion. We need the muscle. We need the electric motor. All right, we've got our battery full of juice. Now we need to make the car move. That's the job of the electric motor, the muscle of the car. It turns electricity into physical force. And here's the beautiful part. It's incredibly simple. Old-school gas engines have hundreds of moving parts. Pistons, valves, spark plugs, crankshafts, controlled explosions, over and over. It's complicated. A lot can go wrong. An electric motor? Different story. Two main parts, stationary and a spinning part. That's it. Send electricity into the stationary part. It makes a magnetic field. The field pushes the spinning part and it turns. Clean, direct. It's just magnetism doing its thing. No explosions, no oil to change. Smooth, powerful, almost silent rotation, turning the wheels. Because it's simple, it's very efficient. Gas engines waste lots of heat. That's why hoods get hot. Electric motors waste very little. It delivers power instantly. The second you press the pedal, the magnetic field kicks in at full strength. It's why these cars feel so quick off the line. There's no waiting. You get 100% of its turning force, its torque, from a dead stop. So you've got your battery, your fuel tank, and your motor, your muscle. A simple and powerful combination. But there's a little problem. The battery stores one kind of electricity, the motor needs another. We need a translator, a middleman, something to change the battery's language to the motor's language. This piece is the brains of the whole operation. It's called the inverter. Let's look at that next. So we have our battery, like a big dam holding back a ton of water. And we have our motor, like a water wheel. But we can't just open the floodgates. We need to control the flow and make sure it's the right kind for the wheel. That's what the inverter does. Battery, DC. Inverter converts DC to AC. Motor, AC. It's the brains of the powertrain. It manages the flow of electricity and does the translation. Batteries store DC, like a straight, steady canal. Motors run on AC. Electricity that pulses back and forth like waves in the ocean. The inverter chops steady DC into pulsing AC for the motor. It's also the throttle. When you press the accelerator, you're sending a signal to the inverter and telling it how much power you want. The inverter pulls the right amount of DC from the battery, converts it to AC, and sends it to the motor. Press a little, it sends a little, motor spins slowly. Stomp it, it opens the floodgates. Huge rush of AC, instant acceleration. This small box is a true gatekeeper. It controls speed and power, protects the motor, and keeps everything smooth. Without it, the motor's useless and the battery's just a heavy box. It connects the muscle to the heart. It gives you fine control over all that silent power. Now we know how the car goes, but how do we fill it back up? Let's talk about charging. Section 5, gassing up with electrons, the charger. All right, you've been driving. You've used up that juice. Now it's time to refuel. With an electric car, you're not heading to the gas station. You're plugging in. Inside your car is the onboard charger. It takes AC from the wall and turns it into DC to store in the battery. Batteries only store DC. So the onboard charger does the opposite of the inverter. There are different levels of charging. Level 1, slow. Level 2, medium. DC, fast charge, fastest. Think different sized hoses filling a pool. Level 1 is slow, a regular wall outlet, like a garden hose. It might take all night, but it's convenient. Come home, plug in, wake up with more range. Perfect for short daily drives. Level 2 is most common at home and around town. Uses a more powerful outlet, like your clothes dryer, like a bigger fire hose, much faster than level 1. Most cars can get a full charge overnight easy. Finally, DC fast charging, the big one along highways. It bypasses the onboard charger completely. A massive machine feeds DC directly into your battery, like the fire department's pumper truck on your pool. It's incredibly fast. You can get to 80% in as little as 20 to 30 minutes. That's what makes long road trips possible. Grab a coffee, come back nearly full again. And here's one more trick up an EV's sleeve. You can even get a little power back while driving. Section 6, stopping on a dime and getting power back. It's called regenerative braking. Sounds fancy, but the idea is simple. In a gas car, hitting the brakes turns your motion into heat. It's just wasted, gone, poof. All that energy you used to get up to speed, thrown away. Like earning $1, then burning it at every stop. Electric cars are smarter, lift off or brake, and the motor that used electricity now runs in reverse. The wheels turn the motor. The motor becomes a generator, making power instead of using it. It creates resistance to slow the car and sends electricity back into the battery. So every time you slow down, you're recapturing energy that would have been wasted. Think about city traffic. You speed up, you slow down, you speed up, you slow down. In an EV, each slowdown puts a little juice back in the tank. Many EVs can be driven with just one pedal. Press to go, lift to slow, sometimes to a full stop. You only need the brake pedal for sudden, hard stops. It's smoother, it's smarter, and it saves your brake pads. It's a win-win. Section 7, a quick trip to town, putting it all together. Let's imagine a fella named Dale. He's got an electric pickup and needs the hardware store. It's been plugged in all night on level 2. Battery's at 100%. He unplugs, gets in, pushes start. No roar, just a quiet hum and some lights. Truck's ready. The battery's full, waiting. The inverter's standing by. He rolls out, presses the accelerator, tells the inverter to pull DC from that big underfloor pack. The inverter changes it to AC, feeds the motors. The truck moves, smooth and silent. Up to speed, power flows steady. No vibration, no rumble. Light turns yellow. Dale lifts. Regenerative braking kicks in. Motors become generators, slowing and sending power back. Green Regan light glows. It turns green again. He presses the accelerator and goes. He grabs supplies and heads home. Whole trip's about 10 miles. He checks the gauge, 97%. Backs in, plugs the charger. It'll top off that 3% in no time. For Dale, it's simple. No fuss, no gas stations, no oil stains. Just quiet, powerful transportation. Section 8, the road ahead is electric. So, there you have it. We've looked under the hood, from the myth of the slow golf cart to instant power. Battery, big tank of electricity under the floor. Inverter, brains that translate power. Motor, simple powerful muscle. Charger, filling it back up. Regenerative braking, putting energy back as you drive. It's not as complicated as it seems. Simple, powerful parts working together. Less to break, less to maintain. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no exhaust pipes. A simpler machine. That simplicity is part of its strength. A different kind of freedom. Fill up while you sleep. Quiet rides, instant acceleration. Not here to tell you what to drive, but it's good to know what's out there. These machines aren't the future. They're here now.